getting all
right.
stuck at
So
3 in the morning.
you use the bathroom, and apparently every woman that I've ever met does use the bathroom at nighttime in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
It hurts your
that
eyes so
is
bad with the light.
right. But that's me. Like that is my fault, right?
No.
Okay. Men are A, great, B, confusing, or C, dumb.
You know, normally, like, I really love multiple choice questions because, like, the answer is right in front of you, right? Like, you just have to pick it. That's why, like, but you can't just say one, dude, because, like, it depends on the weather, like,
okay.
What I think that but that, like, women can be confusing and great and wonderful and dumb, you know?
Right. So you
So
say all of the above. That means
yeah, and then
another
some.
D, all of the above.
Yeah, you need an all of the above choice.
Okay, that is done. That's happening. So go. Okay.
And is that my perception?
No, I think that's a lot of people's. But like you said, it could be, what am I feeling? The first time I asked Katie this question, she said, "Wait, is you're asking how I feel now, or like in general?" So that was the funny part. Now let me go down the list. Why are men great? I'll do that, and then we'll reverse engineer it.
Oh, well, I have seen men be great, like, fathers and, you know, warriors and advocates and examples, role models for other people, and leaders and feminists and intellectuals, and, you know, like, there are good men. They're out there, right?
They're there.
And I think that, like, what makes a man great to me might not make a man great to somebody else, you know?
There we go. I like that.
There are things that I need that my man would be great if he did all of them in a perfect world, which, like, you're not going to get all of them, right? Not the first, like, you know. Apparently not after, like, 10 years either, but, like, that's another podcast.
That's another podcast.
That's different.
Okay, so right now,
Right now, I'm like, they're dumb. Like,
they're dumb right now. Gotcha.
They're dumb.
Unfortunately, I'm probably represented right now. So we're dumb, and we're dumb because why? The why part
it's a lot of different reasons.
Okay.
Like,
what's the first reason?
You're dumb because you think you're smarter than me right now. Like, you're dumb because you're trying to, like, think that I don't know what's up, right?
Right.
Like,
okay.
They're dumb because, like, when they lie, that's dumb, because you always know. And it will, even if it's, like, not the first one, like, after a while, you can't keep up with everything, right? So.
Right. Okay.
You're dumb.
Right. So when we're dishonest, then
right,
we're dumb.
And you're dumb when you don't like, put the toilet seat down. Don't be dumb.
What?
Oh, that's a big pet peeve.
Okay, so normally I would skip over that and just be like, that's just a thing. Okay, so here's the thing. Why? Let's go with why. What the toilet seat being down is important because why?
Okay, because it's considerate. Because we want you to be considerate. We want you to anticipate our needs and be considerate toward us. And it is considerate to put the seat down.
Because if we don't,
it means you don't love us. And you don't consider us. And you don't, because it's all connected, my friend. Waffles, spaghetti.
Right, okay. And I've heard that. But so it's not put the toilet seat down because you're not incapable. Do you have do you back up to the toilet and don't see it, or you see it up and you go, he's not considered?
Oh, it's both. It's like, you know, column A, column B. It depends. At night, it's the worst. It is the worst. If you have to get up to pee in the middle of the night, it's like, I don't want to put all the lights on. And as my partner, I need to trust you to help keep me safe. Right?
Okay.
And, like, I can't be going for a swim.
Right.
getting all
Right.
stuck at
So
3 in the morning.
you use the bathroom, and apparently every woman that I've ever met does use the
Yeah.
bathroom at nighttime in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It hurts your
that
eyes so
is
bad with the light.
right. But that's me. Like that is my fault, right?
No.
Okay. All right.
But
So
I think
is it
also,
Go. No,
oh,
go.
I think that's also, women have been conditioned differently. Like from the
Okay.
time we are little, we are taught to be caregivers, right? So that comes into that
Okay.
whole like, here's your doll, you're a mommy, take care of your baby. And I'm not
Right.
like I'm 35, so like that's how I grew up, right? And you see your mom and you see mom take care and like
Mm-hmm.
you're not, I don't feel like that's something that if I knew something would be a little bit easier for my partner or my husband or whatever, like I would do it for them because I take, like, I know it's nice and I'll do it for you because I'm thinking about you and I know this is inconvenient for you, so don't worry, I got it. You know?
Yeah. I do. And I've thought about, that's a question I wanted to ask as far as, you know, as far as your experience growing up, you got a lot of information from what you're saying about, you got a lot of information about what a woman is quote unquote supposed to do as far as how she interacts with a man.
And in society and in every way.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I think finally now, like, I see it a lot more in my friends who are parents that, like, their daughters aren't taught to play in their wedding. And their daughters aren't taught that, like, and granted, that's a very extreme from, like, where I grew up and how I grew up. And it was, you know, you go to college, you do this. But it was, you go to college, you get good grades, don't get pregnant. Follow the rules, don't get credit cards, get a job, get married, have babies. And like, did you get that speech? Were those your directions?
No. Those the pregnancy, don't get pregnant.
Don't get pregnant.
Maybe.
That was my parting like advice from my mom the day she dropped me off at college. She was like, you have an amazing opportunity ahead of you. I know you're gonna be so successful. I love you so much. She gives me a big hug and she goes, do not get pregnant. And I was just like, oh, like that was. Yeah.
And I
so
know
close.
I know guys have gotten a similar speech, but it was don't get anybody pregnant.
Don't get anybody pregnant.
Don't get anybody pregnant because that's gonna make, you know, life harder, you know. So I get, you know, that part. So what else when you were growing up was it all, as far as you and a future possible man one day, was it all about do things to make him happy or do things so you can be a good wife to him? Are those the type of things that you heard?
So I did not have the best example of like my parents, right? So like they had my parents were married 20 years. They were 19 years and 11 months to the day. And it was a verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, they're functioning alcoholism, like.
Yeah.
And so I didn't always see the best example with them, but I saw what not to do. And I did have other people around me that had better examples. And I would talk to them and ask them questions, you know, and like I knew from a very young age, like my parents' marriage was not a healthy marriage. It was not a happy marriage. Like I think I knew my mom was filing for divorce like at age, I don't know, like 6. And I was 13 when it happened. So like, I don't really use them as like, they're more of a non-exemplar, which is interesting because in my most recent relationship, my marriage, which is, you know, no mas, or going to be no mas, which I've noticed looking back, there have been similar patterns that my mom did.
Oh, okay.
And I totally recognize that. And I'm like figuring it out. And, and that has been very helpful for me. And I think that I credit more of like my relationship role models to like my aunt and my uncle and what they did, And so, even though I didn't see them often, they like did life together. Like, and that's all I've wanted. That's all I've ever wanted. Like, we will do life together. And if that means like, we're going to go travel, like I want to do things, I don't want to waste my life. I don't want to like, my greatest need is like, I need to have a partnership with somebody. So like, we are ride or die till the end. Like, if you're robbing a bank, I'm robbing a bank.
Right.
I mean, like, it's gotta be, my student loans are like out of control, dude. I don't know what else to do. I really don't. And I paid on them. I have. I don't want them all to go away, but like the interest is really what's killing me. The interest. And I'll get, like, my master's is like barely even used. Like, I'll give it back. I'll return that, no problem. But that's what I want. To build something and have a partnership and like do life together.
Okay, so when I was growing up, the things that I heard about women were a lot of, I think one of the biggest things that I remember my dad telling me was that men and women think differently. So you have to try to understand not necessarily what they're thinking, but where they're coming from in their thinking. They're not going to think like you. So you have to, work so that you and, whoever this woman is. And I don't think it was always a romantic, situation thing. He would tell me that about, my mom, like, hey, you guys think, differently. So when you talk to her, when you're yada, yada, yada. So when you were growing up, that's an Ivy
League education. I got none of that. And I just realized I didn't even like answer your question the right way. Like, so I would say we were taught to take care of the man,
And when you say take care of him, you mean literally like what? Make his food and make his lunch for work.
Try not to make him angry.
Don't make him mad. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
like don't disrupt the peace. Don't.
Oh.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was also, but also, I got the message from like my mom, like, you don't need anybody to take care of you. Education is important. You need to make sure you stand on your own before you stand. Like, I got all that, but then it was also like we didn't have those conversations.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. So you were figuring, you just were figuring out, I'm going to take this.
Yeah, no, I never even talked to my mom about like boyfriends. Like my lecture was, don't chase the boys.
Okay.
And then it was, if you ever want to have sex someday and you feel like you really love somebody, we'll go to the doctor and we'll get you birth control. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that with you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Sorry, we're getting back on track.
No, this is good. So you didn't necessarily learn from your mom, but you said you learned from aunts and uncles, maybe
and like pop
did
culture.
You and friends pop? Okay.
Oh, that's another podcast too.
That's no, this is the one. This is the one. No, this is good. Because I remember me and my wife were going through it wasn't full-fledged counseling. It was like I don't know, whatever would be one notch above, counseling. So they were asking us growing up, what did you get your picture of a marriage or picture of love from, and for me, it was my parents. Like, I saw a lot of the interaction between a man and a woman, and I got a lot of my teaching from their relationship as far as, like, I remember, I can tell you now, I've never heard my father yell before, whether it was at me, whether it was at my sister, at my mom. Like, I didn't see him yell. They got into,
that's awesome.
Discussions or disagreements, but I didn't see, I've never seen him yell. So that was my answer. And then my wife said, well, I got all of my examples about love and things from movies. So when you say pop culture, it's like, yeah, the TV and these shows. So every time I think about it, I think about it from that point of view, the rose petals and the this and these grand gestures that just make blah, 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 blah. And then not to say that I don't do that, but I have things in my mind as far as how men show that of course I need to work on. But to me, it always takes money. When she's seeing romantic things.
Doesn't take money.
I know, but what I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. I can attest to the fact that when a guy sees whatever, they see
money.
The big gesture.
Yep.
They see you buy 100 bouquets of flowers and you do this. So in our minds, we go, I gotta make money so I can do that, right? We rarely see it in a very small, thoughtful way because they portray it like it's this big, thing. So that's why it's always interesting to me what types of messages a man is getting versus what type of messages
I can see that where it's like you got to spend a ton of money and and give her like ridiculous presents, and like I guess some women are like that. Like I'm not. My soon-to-be ex-husband, I realized it was like that was the way he was always very extravagant with gift giving.
I think in general, not to say that there aren't guys being thoughtful, but put more thought into whatever, even if it's going to be big. I remember I moved to California in 2012. So I was in California for like a year and a half, and my family was still here. And I knew. Did
you afford to eat? Were you okay?
I could, barely, but I made it. I'm still alive.
Why are you so skinny?
But she. Listen, Katie, I'm working on it. Okay, so her birthday was coming up, and I knew she wanted a new phone. So I bought her a new phone, except I wrapped all the pieces of the phone individually, right? And put them in the box. So she would take out one thing and open it up, and it would be like a brick. And she was like, why did you give me a brick? And then the next thing was a cord, and the next thing was and she said, oh my gosh, that was the best gift ever. And it wasn't the phone, it was what I did just to pack them, because she didn't ask me for the phone. I just bought it because I knew she wanted a new phone. So that was at that time, I was like, oh, I'm going to do this. And it seems like, this isn't enough. But the fact that she responded.
No, the time that you put into that's really, it's funny we're talking about gifts right now, because I was talking to my friend about and I'm going to sell this, and I don't want this anymore, whatever.
Yeah.
I like to make things, right? Because I feel like it is a more appreciated gesture. Like, that's why I love to cook for people, because it makes me feel good, right? And it dawned on me that his gift giving was status symbol stuff that meant nothing. I don't need a Louis Vuitton. What do I need a Louis Vuitton backpack for? I have my JanSport. It's fine. This is a pain in the ass to open. I don't want all these things. I don't need this. And it was I've always wanted one of these, so I'm gonna get one for you.
Oh, okay. All right.
My father one Christmas
through you.
Yeah, gave my mom a toilet seat and a kick plate. So again, non-exemplars.
Yeah, that's whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
Even
that's
with
another
me,
podcast.
A toilet seat. Yeah. That's wow, that's crazy. Okay, so when you think about the situation you're going through, now, and I know that's, super, difficult. Do you go back?
I feel
I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
The hardest part was saying the words, I want a divorce. That was the hard, to sit down and tell somebody. That is very difficult for me to express that to people, to because I'm a people pleaser. I want a status quo. Don't worry about my needs. I'll keep everything like, you know, good. And that was the hard. So I was like, just rip the Band-Aid off. And once I ripped the Band-Aid off, it was like, everything was off my shoulders. Like I felt really good.
Yeah.
And I knew that everything was going to be amicable and cool. And I knew that once we got to the money, that's when it was going to get ugly. And so I was able to like prepare myself for that and like get all my ducks in a row and have everything ready. And so that because we're at the money part now, that I am prepared and so the listeners understand.
Right.
At this time, I have there's a lot of money missing.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of money missing. And cool, you're going to pay that back to me from the sale of our house. And so like, that's where we're at in that. And it's one of these, it's a time where it's like the best piece of advice that I've gotten so far is your behavior will be remembered throughout this whole thing, right? Nobody's going to remember who got the toaster. They're going to remember how you acted. And like, okay, cool. I have nothing to hide. I didn't do anything wrong. So.
Yeah. So as you're looking, I don't know if you're looking toward the future, but
yes, dude, lots of light at the end of the tunnel.
Lots of light at the end of the tunnel. What are not to say for the immediate, you know, next relationship, but what are some?
Oh no, I have already done some deep dives into this.
So what are some things that are going to be different the second time than the first time?
There were things in my relationship with my future ex-husband that I should have spoken up from day one. But because I was so concerned about his feelings and I didn't want to make him feel bad about anything because he worked so hard and he had overcome so much and he was such a good man. Like I truly believe like he is a good man. He is broken and he has suffered through extreme trauma that I can't, you got to fix that because I'll never. I don't know what to do. My medical degree is from the University of Google Online. So I don't know like the exercises. But like, I think that he really doesn't think he did anything wrong. And so that's kind of like, I didn't say anything because I didn't want to embarrass him or make him feel bad. And so I just would make excuses and reason with myself. And I never talked about my relationship with my friends. And the one or two people I did would be like, you complain about this a lot, because they were shitty friends. And so we got rid of them. And, you know, like, it wasn't all awful. I learned a lot about myself. And I know now, like, I have a voice and I need to say things if I don't like them. And not say, oh, I'm going to remember that this happened. And if it happens again, I'm going to say something. Because you allow it once, then it's allowed. And I didn't, and that's like, as not okay to allow somebody to make you feel bad or make you feel dumb. And that's a big thing of mine. Like I get very, I'm very concerned with how people perceive my intelligence. So I don't want anybody to ever think like she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's not educated in this. She does, like, that is very important to me. And I think that it has led me to be quiet about a lot of things. Because I can't put my thoughts together to get a spoken argument. Like if I could write you a paper to explain myself, that would be great. I would love that. So then I just stayed silent. I was like, oh, I'll deal with it later, whatever. We also did not see each other a lot because of his schedule. And so I had to make a decision. Do I want to address the situation now on Sunday when we have one day off together? Or can I just be okay with it? But it's like Band-Aid fixes, you know?
And when is the intelligence thing only regarding men, or this is like anybody? You don't want anybody to, misconceive or
anybody, but more so men.
what?
I get very nervous around male authority figures. Very nervous around them, and for no reason. Like, well, I'm sure there's like a deep seed, like inner child reason,
right.
But like, I internalize a lot, and I think that is a lot of just like making sure that you act the way you're supposed to act. And I understand a lot of this is because I have ADHD, which is within the past 18 months diagnosis, and that it has been very eye-opening for me, and like my behavior patterns and things, and that whole I worry people don't think I'm smart because it takes me so long to organize my thoughts into an argument.
Oh, okay.
Casual conversation, no problem. But when you put me on a spot and need me to defend my argument, I cannot do that verbally.
Oh.
It's very, yeah. So I just thought oh, you don't know what you're talking about? Okay. Oh no, I know what I'm talking about. And if I don't, please explain it to me, but don't make me feel like I'm dumb. Because I'm not dumb.
Yeah. And I think as a guy, this is what we're talking about. With my female friends, you're the mostest smartest ever. Because I know they might not have told me this personally, hey Chris, you make me feel whatever, dumb or not intelligent or whatever. But I know I hear that a lot. So I try to make sure that I'm not only not demeaning them, but also
mansplaining,
encouraging them. No. Encouraging them to and letting them know that they are intelligent, and not in a superficial way, but I'm cognizant of the fact that I've heard women talk about this often. So whatever I can do to make sure I uplift not only my female friends, but females that are around me, I'm going to do that because I know I'm hearing this a lot. And I don't know what it's for or what it's from, but I know. Oh, no,
it's from grade school. It's from elementary school. At least for me, it was.
What do you mean? What happened in elementary school?
To me, or to just, I think, you're in education, right? Oh, my 4th grade math teacher told me I was stupid.
Oh, and so you still have that.
Oh,
I not only have that, I'm saying that made an impression.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. But here's the thing: when I became a teacher, it was imperative to me that I taught math, and then I got real good at teaching math. And I was I was best new teacher of the year, my first year teacher, and my math scores were 8% higher than the district average. And then when I moved to Texas, I got 4th grade math again, and I ended up tutoring the whole 4th grade.
Okay.
And I think that it was a personal vendetta I had against my teacher.
Yeah. Mr. Turner. I don't know
Miss
what his name
Blanchard, whatever.
Okay.
So,
that's
no. Yeah, but it's and I feel in 4th grade, 4th and 5th grade, that's when, for at least the girls I was around, things kind of got a little, it switched, and then you got interested in boys. But that wasn't me. I didn't do that. Yeah. Wasn't my tea. And so I was teased because of that, because I didn't have a crush on anybody, and I just didn't want to. I just wasn't into it. I liked school. I had my best friend growing up forever was a boy. I was I had brothers. All the kids that lived around me were boys, so it was not on my radar yet. And I was kind of a late bloomer physically.
Yeah, so was I. I was as well. And I got teased
right?
for the same types of things. For a lot of
that you have no control over.
Yeah. For when I was in college, I was it wasn't the people. A couple of people started to say I was gay, and I was I don't understand. And it was because the main reason was because I used to dress up to go to school, to go to class. I would wear slacks sometimes.
That is
or like
so
a tie
classy.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, and I wasn't chasing all the girls, or I wasn't talking about whatever you're supposed to talk about. So I was gay. And I was like, that doesn't make, if that's why you're saying it, that makes no sense, sir. And you're stupid because.
And you're going to be working for me someday? So just like, okay.
So it was so I totally understand, like, because you're not doing the norm, there must be something wrong with you.
Yes.
You must be not like whatever, because we're all in this group and we want to do this and you don't. You're the oddball out. So
also, like, I looked like Velma from Scooby-Doo. So, like, that might have had something, and I was kind of fat. So, like, bad haircut, like, nerdy clothes. Okay. But, like, I just, like, couldn't be bothered, you know? Like, I wanted to do well in school because I knew I had to do well in school. I had to go to a good college. I had to get a job, make good money, marry somebody, have babies, like, always do what's expected of you, what you want to do, right? Don't do anything that's not safe. Do what's expected of you.
What you want to do. That classic, because I was,
I don't know if you could tell from my fancy accent, but I grew up on the East Coast, and it is much more traditional in certain ways.
Okay.
Than like living in Texas.
Okay.
Where I currently reside.
Get it.
Eat it. Yeah.
That's not a thing. Let me make sure I'm thinking correctly. Nope. I've never met a man who was like, nah, I'm not gonna eat it. How many men have you met that were like, nope, I'm not gonna eat it? How many? I don't even understand. How many? A lot?
The one, okay. This is like, this is hard. This is embarrassing. Okay. But I know I'm not the only one, because I've read a lot of articles about this. So if there's articles about this, then like, whatever. Like, I was married and in a relationship with a man for 10 years.
Ooh,
we never